When friends ask me what motorcycles I like, or more specifically, like which motorcycle should they buy, I give them my choice of, well, here, what's your budget? Here's what I would buy in that budget. Here's what's reliable. Here's what I think is really cool, etc. But what I don't usually tell them is what I really like. And that sounds kind of strange, but what I really like are dirt cheap motorcycles. $100 motorcycles, $500 motorcycles, $1,000 motorcycles. Just so I can buy them dirt cheap, see what I can turn it into. And today's video is kind of cool in the fact that I just bought another $100 motorcycle. I have at least 8 or 9 motorcycles on my property right now that are all under $1,000. And today I have this. Let me flip the camera around. 2006, I believe, Kawasaki Vulcan 900. I know it's a 900 because it says 900 right there on the air cleaner. Picked this thing up with no paperwork for $100. It was an estate sale, and the guy had a bunch of motorcycles in his backyard. In fact, I went there to go grab I went to the property to go grab a Harley Sportster. It was an Ironhead. It was like an early 80s model, but it had just gotten sold. So they had this and another motorcycle I'll show you in another video. Grab them, take them, get rid of them. I have no desire to have this motorcycle, but it's kind of cool. It's got like a Softail design, very reminiscent of the Softail Harleys. But not a bad looking engine, 900 cc's, so not too small. This is a big motorcycle. This is definitely one of the bigger bikes that I've owned. But anyways, again, I'm searching OfferUp, or I don't go on Facebook, but I'm searching OfferUp, and I'm always looking for $100 bikes, $200 bikes, $300 bikes, and I can't help but just grab them. So in this video, I think what I'm going to do is just see if I can get this thing running. I don't think I'm going to restore this. I don't think I'm going to customize it, although it would make for a cool Softail bobber. I think this is just going to get it running, and then sell it. Maybe sell it for $1,000, $500, whatever it goes for. I don't know. Or let me know what you think. Maybe we should give this bike away. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do with this thing. But for now, let's get it started. Obviously, for $100, it doesn't have any keys, so that's where I'm going to start. Give this thing a bath first. It is filthy. Been sitting outside in the backyard for, God, at least, tags were 2021, so at least 4 years, but probably longer than that, looking at the state of it. Ugh, this thing is disgusting. Look how dirty this thing is. It's got a zip tie for a seat pop. Ugh, God. Look at how filthy this bike is. Oh, God. We got a rat's nest in here. Look at that. Alright, I'm taking this back outside and cleaning this a little better. That's absolutely disgusting. Okay, that's a little bit more manageable. Holy, that was so disgusting. Hopefully these rats didn't chew up too many wires. That's always the worst. Alright, I'm going to take off the key switch, because I think I can take this key switch apart and get a key made. And or just drill it out. I'm gonna take this out. It's probably an Allen head. All right, key switch out. Let's take this apart and see if we can just get to the barrel. Oh, that's easy. God, this has got to be one of the easiest bikes to hotwire. Right there, and you're already to the frickin' barrel and the switch. That's crazy. That's pretty funny. Let's see if we can figure out how to jump this thing. Oh, it's got the resistor. Okay, so anytime you have a resistor, that means most likely they're sending a different voltage to the computer to power the computer. And it's either a resistor or it's a diode. All right, we're going to attempt to hotwire this, but what you want to do is in the sitting position, that's the off, and then one click would be on. So off and on, and then you want to look at all these jumpers and see what's jumping what, and then you can just basically jump those wires together. Oh my goodness, look at that. We got power. Look at how destroyed this odometer is. Should we see if it cranks? Fuel pump up primed. We got nothing. Alright. Alright, so just temporarily making a ground here because it wouldn't reach this battery. It's interesting because we got 12 volts here at this side, but on the other side of the main fuse we have 0 volts. But look, that 30 amp looks good. We should still have power at this side of the fuse. We do, 13. Let's put the fuse back in. Yeah, we got power at that side of the fuse. What about here? Not here. We have here at the side of the fuse, but not at this side of this. You gotta be kidding me. Is it this easy? That this little thing is messed up? Oh my God, let's take this apart and take a look at it. Okay, I was mistaken. It is, well, originally I thought it wasn't a starter solenoid. They don't typically look like this housed in plastic. Or maybe they do. I don't work on Kawasaki. This is the first Kawasaki I've ever worked on. This is similar to the Honda that I have over there, CBR. Starter solenoid, yes. We are not getting power out of the starter solenoid. So most likely the culprit is somewhere in the ignition sending power to the starter. So we need to figure out why we're not getting power. Alright, before I get to diagnosing why we're not getting any power from the switch, I think I'm going to clean up these grounds. I just did a voltage check to the ground and there was a big voltage drop. So I'm going to clean up all the grounds on the bike, which is kind of boring, but I'm going to do that first just to make sure. We had a 12 to 8 volt voltage drop down to this ground, so it'd be good to make sure that these are all clean before we do anything else. I've had many times where a bad ground caused a no start situation like this. Alright, next step I'm going to check and see if we have trigger from the starter button to the solenoid itself. So we'll clamp this in here to the ground. Check it, make sure I have 12 volts. Alright, so now we got 13 volts to the battery. We got a good ground. Now let's check and see where we got power. So we have power there, constant. We have power there, constant. Now let's check if one of these two, I think that's ground, and this yellow wire is probably the trigger wire. So let's see. Nope. Okay, so I'm up in the control right now. Got this off. And there's that same yellow red wire right there. And we have 12.5, 12.9 volts. We have full voltage here. And if you look at the other side of the switch, we have no voltage when we have the kill switch off. And we have 12 volts when the kill switch is on. So this kill switch works. But I think the problem lies here in the starter button, or at least this is where we have to diagnose. So I'm going to open up this starter button and see if I can figure out where the power is not happening, because obviously the yellow red wire is not trigger. That's just your kill switch. So that is working right now, 12 volts. And with the kill switch, oh, look at that. So the kill switch wire is working here, but not back here. So that's interesting. So wait, why would we have 12 volts here That same yellow and red wire, but we don't have it here. I think we might have just figured out what, so we might have a break here in this yellow-red wire. Interesting. And we should have continuity right now, but we don't. So far as I can tell, we have a break in this wire. Now, whether there's supposed to be a break in that wire, I'm not sure yet. It could be like broken by the switch, so let's just check real quick with the starter switch, make sure this wire doesn't feed into the starter switch. No, it doesn't. Or at least I don't think it does. Okay, so we got no continuity, yellow to red. Let's figure this out. Let's see why we don't have that. See, it's in neutral, it's rolling, but the neutral light's not on. So in order to defeat the neutral safety, let's put the kickstand up and the clutch in and see if she'll crank. Woo! No way! This thing almost ran. Oh my god. I love it. This is why I love $100 motorcycles. How easy was that, dude? We just did a little diagnosing and we already got this thing basically running. You know what? I'm not even going to drain the gas yet. I'm just going to see if I can get this thing to run and stay running. Because I don't know. I mean, if it was running 21, this gas is only 3 years old. Let's just try this. What? All right, so we got a clutch adjustment right here. I'm going to adjust this clutch just a tiny bit and see if I can't get this lever. It's got a lot of play in it, so I'm going to adjust out that play here, and if I can't do it here, I can do it down there at the actual clutch adjustment. And I'm going to take this thing for a spin, call it fixed. Man, this is why I love $100 motorcycles. 9 times out of 10, it's something so simple. So we literally just hotwired this motorcycle. If you think about it, I mean, it has a faulty neutral safety switch, but that's nothing. We have a running motorcycle for $100. I mean, how cool is that? And it reminds me of a story. So when I met my wife, I was broke. I knew I wanted to get an engagement ring for her. So I flipped motorcycles. I would drive all over the city, and I would even drive all across the state and pick up $200, $400, $500 Hondas, typically old CBs, 60s and 70s CBs. And every time, I'm not kidding, every single time, all you had to do was take apart the carburetors, clean them out, change the fluids, and put a battery in, and they always start. I mean, they always start. There was rarely a time where you had to go in and do something else. So especially these old Japanese motorcycles. I mean, I say Hondas because the Hondas are just dead reliable, especially from the 60s and 70s. They're fantastic bikes. But this is no different. This is a 2006 Kawasaki. You guys can correct me. I didn't even look at the VIN number. But look, we just hotwired it and checked a few things on the wiring to make sure, and we figured out that it was a neutral safety switch that was causing it not to think it's in neutral, and it was just not letting the starter button work. So this is fantastic news. I'm going to put the seat back on. I'm going to rig this battery up so I can take it for a ride, and let's see if we have a winner right here, because if we do, I think I can flip this thing and make at least $500. And it's just fun, right? What did this take? 2, 3, 4 hours or something like that total? So I don't know. It's a win in my book. And it makes me feel good. I love getting these things back on the road, just getting them running, and it's just that excitement, that feeling. There's nothing like it. For me, it's so easy and it's so fun, and it's just, I don't know, gets me excited. All right, let's get this thing on the road. God, I love this thing. It goes into gear. What do you see that? All right, moment of truth. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Woo! Well, she stalls out a little bit. That's all right. We got her running. That's what matters. So, yeah, she needs some work.
But you know what? I think she's ready to go on eBay. Or I'll tell you what. You guys have a better idea? Should we give this thing away? Raffle it off? I don't care about it. It's a $100 motorcycle. Let me know what we should do in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Hell yeah. Freaking sweet. Look at this thing. It cruises, dude. It's amazing. It's so heavy. It weighs like, it's got to weigh 800 pounds. Oh, yeah.